All right, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Growl Podcast. I am the Lady Lioness, and I'm here with my co-host, Nicholas Tannick from the Your Kinky Friends podcast. Hi, Nick.
Hello. Hello.
Very exciting show tonight. So each week, what we do here is we hunt down the topics you crave and the people that you want to hear from. We go live every Monday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube, and we explore that inner growl, that light, that undeniable fire that drives us to do what it is that we do. So what I'd like to remind everybody is make sure that you like and subscribe here where you're watching on YouTube. If something looks cool or resonates with you, please share it with your friends. We want to spread the growl. We've got an Instagram. We've got a Facebook. The links are in the show notes. So scroll down and definitely follow us and check us out there. I've been more active there lately. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm bringing you the best of everything that we do here. So before we begin, I just want to do a quick reminder because the topics that we talk about, that we discuss here on the show are adult in nature. So this podcast is really meant for the 18 plus audience. We're consenting adults here. What we talk about, everything we talk about is from a place of safety, sanity, and consent. So we're going to do a little bit of intro music. I'm going to use Nick's intro music because I love it so much. Good song.
DJ. Shout out to Goddess Arroya.
All right, guys. So there are a few people that we've got on the show for tonight. I'm extremely excited. These are folks that I was hoping to get on the show for a while. They've got some exciting things coming up in their future. They've had a little bit of a tough run lately, but they persevered, and we've got them here. And one of the things that I want to convey about these folks is that, you know, there are parties and there are venues, and then there are arenas. And 4 years ago, a handful of kinksters planted a flag in New York and built what's called the Colosseum NY. And it wasn't for profit or trend. It was really from the heart for the community, by the community. The space, it used to be, I mean, they've got a new space now, but it was, the capacity was between 125 to 150 people per party, over 1,000 vetted attendees. So that is due diligence right there at work. They're working very hard in their free time or lack of to vet people, plan parties. Their custom builds, sleepless nights, so much finance, and then a little bit of a thing happened. Boom, eminent domain, and their old Jamaica home was gone, but they rebuilt, they painted, they hauled. They spent money, volunteers came out, the community came out to support them, which is super cool. And then they had a happy homecoming, and they had gotten momentum. And then all of a sudden that space, there was, you know, some issue with that space. And then it was like a second blow. And these poor folks, like all the tireless efforts and all the really, you know, just the heart and soul that they poured into it just came, you know, crashing down again. But you know what happened? What I saw, and I watched this all unfold on FetLife, what I saw was less of the community asking what happened and the community asking, how can we help? And that's a big deal. Like in the kink community, I know that it gets, you know, it doesn't get enough airtime. People are always, you know, we connect on deeper levels, and it's important to recognize that and to applaud that when it comes through. So to me, what that means as far as our guests are concerned in the Colosseum NY, it's not nightlife, it's not a party. I mean, it is, but it's really a legacy, and it's a sense of community. So tonight on the Growl, We have Blue Fluke, Mel Ann, Ed Muscles Marinara, and Lady Joe. And these are the forces behind the Colosseum New York, which is one of New York City's most talked about kink spaces. And we're going to talk to them a little bit about what it really takes to keep the Colosseum New York running strong. And before we're done, a little tidbit, I'll throw us a cookie. They're going to give us an exclusive sneak preview of the new play space before their maiden party on Saturday night. Now, originally they were going to be in the space, but unfortunately, we here in the Northeast, New Jersey, New York, tri-state area specifically, have just gotten a crazy snowstorm. So unfortunately, weather has prevented them from being in space physically and having the interview. They've all dialed in with us, which I'm internally grateful for. So grateful to have them on the show. And then we're going to sit with them and talk about all these wonderful things.
And please, everybody on the East Coast, stay safe out there. Be careful and stay warm.
Stay warm, stay safe. All right, so we're going to dive into it.
Yes.
Let me bring on our first. Oh, so Ed, we were having some difficulties with Ed. Technical difficulties. It looks like he's popping back up, so I'm hopefully able to get him in here. But if not, it's okay. He will be with us in spirit. Welcome, Blue Fluke and Mel. Hello there, guys. Thanks for being on the show.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
So I wanted to open the floor tonight and ask you guys some questions. Blue Fluke, I'm gonna gear this one toward you, and just a big. If you had to sum up the Colosseum New York in one or a few words, how would you describe it, like briefly, to somebody?
Oh, it's hard to choose just one word or a set of words, but if I had to pick the first thing that comes to mind, I would have to say it's a safe space.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you, Mel?
We're looking for
Say the same?
So for me, the Colosseum really, it's a focus for us on growing a community. So my word would definitely be community. We'll talk about obviously during the Growl what we do and how we try to give back, but it's the community we've built within.
I love that. Community it really is so important, and people show up. They really do. All right. So the next question was originally going to be for Ed, but I don't have him here. So I'm going to ask you guys if that's okay. Tell us your why. What brought you to this?
So for me, it is, like Mel said, it's for the community. It's for all of the kinksters out there that want to have a safe space to go and enjoy their kinks and explore and make friends and see their friends who they can't, bring to their house for whatever reason. They want a place to play. I mean, look, and not everyone can have a St. Andrew's cross in their house or a cage or whatever. This is a place that we have created and furnished specifically for the community to come and gather, socialize, hang out, meet people, make friends, connect, reconnect, have, create memories essentially. That's the reason, is to create memories.
Gotcha. I mean, it's great. And then the last 6 months alone, it's been really trying for you guys. And I can't imagine how difficult it was to sort of keep that momentum and keep remembering your why. We talk a lot about just circling back and remembering your why, but there must have been points where it seemed like too much to bear, but you guys did it. The Colosseum.
Do you have a specific why?
What's that?
Touch and go for a little bit.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have a specific why?
Oh, let me pop Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hi, so I am Lady Joe. I often go by Joe or just JoJo, as both Blue and Melon have come to know me. I guess my why is also for community. I found myself in this space, I guess a little bit on accident. I'm not to go through my whole specific journey, but I didn't necessarily start anything specifically. But as a stroke of luck, I met flew during COVID online. We met in person at some point. We kind of hit it off as people and even as play partners. And then when things were starting to open back up from COVID, he said, "Hey, do you want to co-host a kink party with me?" And I said, "Absolutely." And then it just became the monster that it is today.
Very cool. All right, Ed. Ed's back. Hi, Ed. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Sorry about the technical difficulties on my computer. I'm on the phone now.
That's totally good. It's much better, actually, on the phone. So I'm going to ask you this question because this was originally, I wanted to hear your why. Tell us your why. What drew you to hosting the Colosseum New York party?
Well, Lady Joe brought me into the event space about, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, over 3 years ago.
Give or take, yeah. And I've been getting closer and closer with Scott and Melissa. And I just love the venue itself. It's a great space. It's great people, great environment, and just the party itself is just amazing. And I've learned so much from it.
Yeah, it's great. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next question set. Nick, I'm going to take everybody out. I'm going to keep Blue Fluke and Melan up here
Okay.
so that we can ask the next question set here. Okay.
Okay, do you want me to take this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Stage chaos or full apocalypse?
So, as a theater person, it has to be stage chaos. I mean,
All right.
there's always a way. There's always a path. The most famous saying in show business is the show must go on, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
Colosseum must go on. There has to be a way. So, definitely stage chaos. We take the situation, we analyze what is our next step, what are our options, how do we make the show go on, right? So alternate venues, getting our furniture safely out of the venue that has sort of been, become unusable, getting it to storage, getting a new venue secured, creating the layout, creating the space, keeping in touch with the community as well, because at this point we are, starting to get concerned about our reputation, our image in the community. So, as well as our following. So like, okay, what can we do meanwhile? We have munches, we have online classes, we can do other things besides parties. We are event hosts. Parties are not the only type of event out there. Right. So we made it work. We did classes, we did munches, we worked with our venue partner, and, we kept in touch with all of our volunteers to get done what we needed to do to, reset the stage, make the show go on, and keep going.
And I just want to pull
like, seriously. This is an inspiration because first of all, I love seeing people get together, and you're doing something to make sure that happens. And even after all you've been through, right? It's hard moving on. It's hard, but magic is when you don't give up. You know what I mean? And that's what you're not giving up. You're making magic. Beautiful.
I mean, we weighed the alternatives. We said, like, what if we were to just call it quits? Could we do that? I mean, yes, but what? And I know this is we'll get to this later, but there would be so much loss. The community, we have 50 something pieces of furniture that would be sitting idle that, has to go to use. So, the choice was clear. I mean, stage chaos, the show must go on. We can't stop. We can't stop now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And, with your background, the ability to look at that as objectively as you have, and not, get caught up in the the gloom and doom of challenges is a real strength, and what I'm sure went a long way into helping you guys mitigate the issues. So I pulled up your website. It is thecolosseumnewyork.com, and this is it's a good site. It's got it's got your offerings. It's got sort of what your goal in approaching and engaging the community is. It's good. So if anybody wants to know more about the Colosseum New York, just go to www.thecolosseumnewyork.com. I've got it linked in the show links, and I just wanted to show everybody that, the folks who are watching at home. Yeah. Okay, so Blue Fluke, designing and building play spaces, and we talked a little bit about this before the show. It was you were the project manager of doing this whole new space. It's one thing, and you touched on a little bit about rebuilding the community and maintaining your momentum, and just mitigating the challenge of having the community confidence shook. What do you think went a long way into you rebuilding the play space, and at the same time rebuilding the community confidence in you guys?
A lot of planning and a lot of conversations with our hosts, with our volunteers, us even asking the community, hey, what would you guys like in the meanwhile? And we came up, like I said, munches, online classes. We did a lot of that kind of stuff. We kept our community as updated as possible. We have created a whole bunch of writings. We posted statuses on FetLife, Instagram. We kept the community updated as much as possible to say, hey, we're not going anywhere. We suffered a blow, but we will come back from this. As we secured the new space, as we had our the construction going on, something cool happened. Hey, this wall is painted. Sneak preview, like here's a little update for you guys. Just trying to keep the community in the loop as much as possible to say, hey, we will come back from this. Getting our volunteers together, say, hey guys, we need a bunch of people to help us move all this furniture into storage units, and just to manage all of the logistics of what has to happen for this transition. Closing out the old space, making sure all our stuff is safe, designing the new space, getting community input, and just figuring it out.
I love this. My next question. My next question reminds me, every time I go to a dungeon, I learn something, right? Every single time. This weekend especially, I learned a lot. But that's the beautiful thing about it. You have the Colosseum. Oh my God. I can imagine the inspiration that you get just by every time you walk through that door. Now, I'm sure I'm romanticizing things, but look, it's amazing what you have. I see it. We're about to see it with this slideshow. But what's one thing you've learned from the play party? Because you see everything. There's different fetishes. There's different kinks. It's wild. Or class. There's classes on everything. Which one changed your lifestyle, your kink lifestyle, your attitude?
I would have to say just seeing all of the scenes happening, seeing people coming together from a different perspective. I mean, I've been going to events for about 15 or 16 years now, but this is my first time actually hosting something. So, whenever I go to parties, I'm always like, okay, let's see who I can meet. Let's see who my friends are here. Catching up with people. Let's go play. Let's negotiate a scene. Let's do something. And then, you don't really see the bigger picture of what's happening around the entire event space. But as a host, you have to. That is the role of the host, to see what's going on, to communicate with your volunteers, your DMs. Hey, we need more trucks over here. Hey, we need more wipes over here. Whatever the situation is, you get to see it from a whole different perspective, and sort of like a bird's eye view of the interactions that I myself was having just last week at another party with individuals, right? So you see it from the top down, oh, this person is interacting with this person is, these guys are doing a scene. Oh, this couple looks like they haven't seen each other in a while. They're hugging. This is great. People are checking out the furniture. It's always something different to see. Oh, somebody spilled a drink over here. We have to go clean that up. Look, it happens.
It sounds like you had this like look around this moment. I remember at the Manor, I was standing there. I was standing there with Shari, and it was the opening night, and I'm looking at everybody so happy. I'm like, I just got a liver transplant. This is I'm like recovering. I'm like life. I got the frenzy in me totally. I'm like, look around us.
Yeah, it's a new perspective. I mean, that's it.
Right,
Just
exactly.
seeing things from a different point of view, the organizer's point of view, and also building like a crazy sense of respect and admiration for event organizers as a whole. Like you don't realize what goes into when I first came up with this, I was like, yeah, let's do an event, whatever. Like we'll get some furniture.
How hard could it be? Yeah.
How hard could it be, right?
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Especially if you have a name for yourself of having events already.
Right. And you see what goes in. Got to clean up the drink. Got to blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a different perspective.
But you're doing it. That's what I'd see. That's what I love. I love to see it. Oh, thank you for putting the name in.
All right. So in continuing in that vein, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've seen. Tell us about Blue Fluke. Tell us about one of the most exciting scenes that you've had happen in your space and what made it so exciting.
I'd have to really think about that one. I mean, there's so many, we've seen so much stuff. I mean, crazy impact, crazy bondage, crazy, uses of furniture, crazy reactions of people, like, so much stuff. It's
you guys
hard to pick out just one.
Do you guys have space for suspension or no?
We do.
You do. Any cool suspensions you guys have had?
I mean, I'm not really a rope person.
A rope guy.
I mean, to me, all suspensions are pretty cool. Oh, we did have the one in the birdcage, right?
Yeah.
That we had this giant red. It was like a dance go-go cage from a nightclub that we picked up for the venue.
Oh, cool!
And somebody did this really cool suspension in that cage.
You know what this inspires? This inspires the rope show too. We had a rope show, right, where we had dungeons. I streamed 4 people suspended across dungeons across the country, right? I think the Colosseum. I think that we should do it.
Got to get you in on that.
Do it again. Yeah, great. The rope show YKF rope show part 2 coming soon.
On the road again, this time in Queens. We should have a 5 boroughs rope show.
Oh yeah.
How
New York
friggin' cool would that be?
Right on, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So, Mel Ann, I am going to shift over to you because I have some pretty specific questions for you. You, as having explored both sides of the slash and firmly landed on in your femdom energy, it's close to my heart, of course. As a well-rounded femdom rooted in exploration, right, from both sides, would you say that your experience and your controlled energy has helped you navigate the chaos that you guys were experiencing? Would you say that your femdom sort of came out to help mitigate that?
So absolutely, because a lot of the pre-event planning is done between me and Blue Fluke when it comes to layouts and gauging setups. And for me, being able to really navigate a bunch of different personalities and kind of control where energies are being put by people, especially like in person when we're setting up, we're breaking down, being able to take that more assertive role and say, no, you're doing this. This is what you are assigned to do by me right now, has really helped us streamline the setup and breakdown. Blue Fluke is always happy to handheld and be the nice guy. And I'm the kind of shut up and let's keep going person. So it definitely helps me navigate our volunteers and just turning the space over. So definitely love bossing people around.
I love it. And you guys are the yin and the yang. I love that. It's a good pairing that you have there.
Speaking of love, there's a lot of unpaid labor of love. A lot of stuff that you love, Be honest. How many unpaid hours go into preparing for an event?
So when we were up and running in Jamaica, that was the easy part of life. I do a majority of the online vetting with the helps of the co-host, but I am fortunate I work from a computer, so I have a lot more disposable time. In Jamaica, we were spending 1 to 2 hours a day on VetLife, promoting, vetting, keeping a guest list. The week of the party, that 1 to 2 hours easily turns to 3 to 4. With the venue change and now orchestrating online classes, online presenters, reviewing those education applications, setting that up, and keeping the online presence along with the writings and the photos, keeping people updated. Also doing the website, the Instagram, the mailing list. We have been hovering since we switched venues somewhere between 4 to 5 hours a week. This week with a reopening party, we're going to be probably pushing 6 to 7 hours a day. So it is a full-time commitment, 7 days a week. It's not a joke. It's really quite a bit of heavy lifting, and we all kind of take different shifts and divide the load. Like Blue Fluke only handles the prepays. He's the only one that gets all the money. So it's definitely a division of the labor amongst the hosts.
And that's a strength between you guys. I mean, the fact that you've got all the, all the moving parts, and to be able to delegate that and have them, have you guys rally around and help each other is good. It does. I mean, I do a little bit of that. I mean, a tiny piece of that, because you guys are having parties, quite often, and you're doing online things, but I do a little bit of that for Club Femme NJ. We do the vetting, we do the munch planning, we do the, and right before any munch or event, it's like the scramble. It's like, okay, we got to get you scooped in and get everybody that's having the challenges all scooped in and squared away, and just make sure that everybody's happy and everybody's taken care of. So I respect it. You're on a larger scale than I'm doing it, but I respect it without a doubt. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about party attire. I always like the fashion aspect of fetish wear. So the way that you guys address the topic of party attire for your events is it's cute. You guys write, dress like you mean to be where you're going. And I think that's important, because you don't want to show up in, like, let's say sweatpants and what have you, to somewhere that it's just not the right environment. So tell us a little bit about what kinds of things you guys see, what you expect for fashion.
And also what you don't want to see too.
Mm-hmm.
So at a base minimum, we're looking for what we say is sharp all black. So that's, once again, your button-up shirt, your black slacks if you're a gentleman, a little black dress if you're female. What we encourage and we want to see latex, we want to see leather, we want to see high-end lingerie. We really want to see, like, you got dressed for this occasion, not that Colosseum was an afterthought when planning your day. We don't want to see that you went out to dinner and you have a pasta sauce stain on your shirt. That's not why you're coming to Colosseum. So when we say dress like you mean where you're going, that please leave the house in your black leather trench coat with your fancy lingerie underneath. We 100% support you riding the subway that way. We want the shock and wow. We want people to walk in and be taken to another place mentally when looking around, seeing those people. So no sweatpants, no t-shirts, no bright white sneakers. Once again, we're looking for that high-end classy look. It doesn't have to be expensive. A lot of people get great lingerie even on Amazon, or PVC dresses on Amazon that can run $20 or $30, but it's, you got dressed to see us, not you got dressed to see grandma or go out to dinner.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for educating us. It's very important. No, seriously, I dress better since I started going to dungeons. It's like, just that was one of the I give Shari that credit. Mr. Shari, shout out to the manor. Classes keep things going. Seriously, it brings people in, and it educates the culture, and we need all the education. The true student is always learning, right? Tell us about the classes, and also you have online classes as well, not just there. Yeah.
So our main principle with classes is they're always free. We will never charge for our classes, which really does set us apart from a lot of different societies, a lot of different groups, especially in New York, that are charging member and non-member pricing. The answer is, if you've taken the time to get vetted and become part of our community, we're not charging you for education. So we offer online classes right now. It's one Sunday a month, and it's usually they run about 90 minutes. Variety of topics. We've had kinky first aid. We've had clown play. We've had the mechanics behind fire. We have had a bunch of different ones online. We've been running those. It'll be a year next month. So about a dozen in the socks already. And before every Colosseum in-person party, we offer a 1-hour education block. So it also gives newcomers an opportunity to see us with the dungeon lights on and see us just be human before the music turns up, before the lights dim, and before, for some people, it becomes a little bit of an overwhelming environment. So it gives people a great way to come, see the dungeon, settle in, kind of look around, see who's who. And then, we turn it up for the party an hour later. I
imagine there's a lot of people who have that narrative where they're online and they make like special trips just to come because it takes, you're in Queens, right? So but the kink community is worldwide, so I'm sure there's people coming out from all over the place just for the.
We recently had a clown class that had almost 100 attendees, and there were people from all over, and it was kind of wild because it was such a niche thing when people in that community started seeing a class pop up. The amount of people like completely out of state, out of our time zone that were like, Sunday night, I will make this work. So
shout out to Amy Mercury from New York. She's a clown. She's she's out there in the dungeons doing that. I had to.
So where do we?
Yeah, we had someone for New Zealand.
At a party in person.
Wow, that's cool.
New Zealand that were just in New York on vacation. They looked on FetLife. They saw, this event is happening while we're there. Let's plan and let's make it work. And they came.
Yeah. So we've gotten that. We've had people from France. We've had people from Germany. We've had some Dutch people show up at our parties and our classes. So once again, education, our base level classes are always going to be free. We talk about in the new space possibly doing higher level intensives. That may be a different story if we're offering full day intensives. But right now, everything we can offer in that hour to 90-minute format, we're keeping free for the community.
And where do we find that information? Where do we find the classes?
So classes are always posted on FetLife as an event that the Colosseum is hosting. We also routinely do post them on our Instagram page, usually week of. We know the Instagram algorithm likes to forget anything that's not new and fresh. So you can see there's a DM class that's going to be popping up right before our party this coming Saturday. And then once again, we post on Instagram usually week of for the classes. So if you go up a little bit, right under our friends, you'll see that DM class posted.
Got it. Okay. So I'm on the website. I'm on FetLife right now. I just went to the Colosseum New York profile, and then under events, I'm looking at the pre-party DM class. Very nice. So there's still space in the class and still tickets available for the party on Saturday. Yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
The class is always first come, first serve.
Gotcha. And what time's the class start? 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:45.
Yep. Doors at 6:30.
Looks great. And then I just want to pull up for everybody who's able to watch the the page, _Colosseum_NY. That is you guys on Instagram. And here it is. You guys do a good job of posting and marketing. This is the labor of love at work. Beautiful. All right, guys. All right, so we're going to take a little break from the questions, and I am going to bring everybody back on. We got Lady Joe coming in, and Ed. Hey, Ed.
Hey.
All right, so we have a segment that we do on the Growl, and it's called Make It Better. And I noticed on your profile, you guys have the spinning wheels of the prize wheels.
There's a bunch of videos of that.
Yeah. So we do a wheel, a little different than a spinny prize, but this is we usually alternate the themes, but this is going to be a Make It Better wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and give us an opportunity to spin it. And it's just meant to be a fun, whimsical thing where we explore different things. and I'll read a little description about each thing, and then a scenario, and you guys can take turns in telling me how you would make it better. So I'm going to do our first spin. Let's see where we land. Wrestling. All right, so wrestling. So I'm going to set the stage. Imagine you've got wrestling mats in your space. And on the wrestling mats, there's this really hot primal wrestling scene. There's lots of grunts and growls and lots of energy being exchanged. There's two kinksters. It's getting heated. The primal energy is off the charts. And in the background, there's nothing playing. To make it better, what song do you guys think should be playing in the background of a primal wrestling scene?
Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Love it. Yeah.
Go to kink song.
Absolutely. I love it. That's exactly what I would say. All right, so let's give this another spin.
I'll read the next one. Okay. Sensory deprivation. One of my favorite. Okay. All right. A sub is locked in a straitjacket. Oh, I gotta get my straitjacket. A sub is locked in a straitjacket and strapped into a bondage chair. They're wearing noise-canceling headphones, the hood with eye holes, a ball gag. And there's music playing through the headphones to make sure the background noise of the play cannot be heard. Make it even better.
Like what type of music is playing?
Anything. No, just make the situation better.
Make the scene better.
The game that make it better scene is we already take a really cool scene, something that happened that like some people, these are all real people like have given us.
For us, make it better would be adding electro or tens units to it.
Ooh.
Yes.
For me,
Why, yes.
For me, it would add to the headphones itself. And I guess it depends on who, like, if I have interest in it, depends on who it is. And depending on how comfortable I am with that phone will determine what music I'll put in that headphones. And this gave me an idea to actually have someone headphones to put her music or their specific games. And always be
I'm having trouble hearing you, Joe. You were pixelated, or well, the image is pixelated, but you're sort of jumbled.
I'm sorry. So it would be to put various music in headphones, possibly something that does not touch surroundings.
So music and headphones, possibly. What was the other part?
Does it match the setting?
Yeah, I'm having such trouble hearing you.
Just to be sure.
I'm sorry, the connection is not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a live show. Anything can happen. Maybe Joe, if you want to jump in the comments and put it in there, because I'm going to go to the comments in a few minutes, or go out and come back in. Either way. Let's see.
All right. Again.
We're going to spin it again.
Every day I make it better.
Human furniture.
Can I take this one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Human furniture, which I'm really enjoying these days. I'll just leave it at that. All right. Describe what a unique piece of human furniture would be to use, and beyond the run-of-the-mill table, beyond the bench or just an ottoman. You know, you have a person who can do that, who could be the table, who could be a bench or ottoman. How can you make it better?
Ed, do you want to take it?
Sure. I'm a cigar smoker, so I would like to be in the cigar room and have my feet up in someone's back as I'm smoking a nice cigar and having to hold my scotch for me.
Oh, that's perfect. Love that.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to spin again. We'll do one more. Florentine flogging. All right, perfect. So let's imagine that you've got a femdom and she's wielding her twin floggers on the chest of her sub, rhythmically sending them into subspace. The music's playing in the background, but she just wishes there was something else playing that would turn up the heat and the vibe. What's a good Florentine flogging song? What do you think? I'm going to direct this one to you, Melan.
EDM.
Yeah, I would go with any type of EDM, anything with like a really hard bass line, where you're hitting the rhythm with it. And at Colosseum, we try to always keep the music to a point where people can negotiate, but you can still feel obviously the vibrations if you're playing near one of our large speakers. So anything with a large like EDM heavy bass line.
Does a Colosseum have a certain song that that just gets played often, like a lot? Like when you hear it, like I think of the Colosseum when I hear this.
Not that I could think of. I mean, so a little bit about our music. We use Pandora, and we have a station that is roughly comprised of 6 to 7 different artists. But then every party, you know, I'll take a listen to it, and then I'll say, oh, you know, it would be good to add in. Let's add this artist, and then, you know, what are we hearing a lot of? You know, let's take this artist out. So it's constantly evolving and changing, and you know, it's always a little bit different. But we try to keep the same, you know, a good mix of like industrial, a little EDM, like a hard driving beat, you know, a nice rhythm, and that industrial vibe feeling of, you know, you're in a dungeon. So we try to keep it like that.
Yeah, Pandora's pretty intuitive. I really enjoy the software. You put in, you know, different, there's options for you to put in different artists, and it sort of blends in. It becomes your own personal DJ, which is super cool. Good on you for using that. All right, so we're going to go to the comments. I'm going to take a little break and go to the comments and see where everybody is. I love it. All right, let's see. Oh, there's Sestra. Yay, Colosseum. Hi, Sestra.
Sestra.
She's very into clown play. And then we have our Stan.
Stan. Oh, Stan. What's up, Stan? Stan's essential in YKF. And he does the banners for the Growl. Yeah, Stan. Big thank you to Stan.
Big thank yous. He works.
Thankful for you, Stan.
We really are. We appreciate him. And then we've got.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? Chris.
Yeah, he called everybody. He said, hey.
And he found us. This is on the new channel too.
Very nice. All right. Oh, he has something to share about straitjackets. I love straitjackets. My go-to kink song is an obscure 1967 song by Procol Harum.
Yeah.
She wandered through the garden fence, light years ahead of the trend. Very nice. I have to look that one up. I haven't heard it. You know that song, Nick?
Yes, I do. Shout out to Chris. We commented about straitjackets. I used to make my own straitjackets when I was a kid, right, with raincoats and belts. There's a whole other story. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
All right, so I'm going to actually take us out, and I'm going to pop Ed up because the next question is going to be for Ed.
Cool.
All right. Hey, Ed. I'm so glad you're here.
Likewise.
All right, so Ed.
Yes.
So you are known as an impact top, a toy designer. I want to talk a little bit about whimsical weapon design. And if the challenges, let's just say the challenges that you've been through most recently with the Colosseum New York were a toy of ass destruction, what would that toy look like?
Well, my favorite one is my smiley face one. Let me just bring it over. It's a 2-inch.
Take me out so he gets the whole thing so he can see it.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yep, that's perfect. Look at that. Oh, it looks so evil, but in such a sweet way.
It's a smiley face on it. It looks so innocent with smiley face.
Oh, man, you're evil.
I know. That's why I call weapons of mass destruction. It's my favorite one. I plus my little billy club I have here. Just made this one too.
You made that?
Well, it's actually a Korean gall crusher that I
Oh,
just repurposed into this.
pervertibles. We love kitchen pervertibles.
Mhm. So it's, again, smiley faces on it, little rope handle, and it's just great for beating or just giving a nice massage.
Wow, that's cool. So you would say that that first one would be something that you would use to get out all the frustration from all the, for lack of a better word, shit you guys have been through.
Yeah, yeah. That's my little my end game one. It's my last resort one at the end. So this one would definitely make you scream.
Wow. All right, Ed. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
I go gentle. I can go gentle or hard, different levels. Depends on the person, how we negotiate. If they want something harsh, something light, I always tend to their needs.
And that's important. Yeah, that's really good. That's what separates the good players from the unsafe players, and that's important to note that's how you roll.
Yeah, but I know, like for example, I have my friend Sal, who we always do a scene with. I form a line and get people to just beat on him,
Oh,
and I know yeah, he likes it. I know
He
his
loves
toleration level. Yeah, he can take it until he bleeds. Then we stop.
gotcha. All right, so Joe, I've got you in here. I'm going to take you out, Ed. So let's see. I'll bring you guys back in a few. But Joe, I want to sort of talk to you about
Beginnings.
your humble beginnings. You were there for the launch. What's that?
Yeah, just going along with.
Mm-hmm. So you were there for the very beginning of the Colosseum at its inception. And when you look back at things and how far you've come, do you feel like you're looking at like a baby that's grown, or are you looking at a beast that just tore out of its cage and now here it is? What's your viewpoint on that?
Yes. I'd say much more of a beast. It's something that I did not imagine we not necessarily come this far, but it would become the beast that it has become. Like I mentioned in the introduction, I had met Luke during COVID online, and once we finally met in person, we hit it off. And pretty much, I think the same year that we met, he was like, "Hey, do you want to do this with me?" And I was like, "Sure." Much more when it came to event planning, I do actually have both professional and personal experience in doing it. So that's why I was like, yeah, cool. It's a new venture doing it as a kink party, but it wasn't like what could go wrong. That wasn't my thought, but I was just like, yeah, I'm willing to try this kind of thing. And in that, I kind of went through my own journey because I, like Milan, I was also on both sides of the slash. So I kind of went through my own journey becoming the, dominating switch that I've become today. But yes, it's certainly become a beast. A beast, I guess a beast that this community has in a way looked up to. And it felt safe in a play space where everyone has felt safe in. Not to say that we're perfect. No, we obviously had a lot of hiccups along the way. Things that we've learned from day one all the way to today, like almost 4 years later. But yeah, it's certainly a beast and a very welcome one, and something that complements the other play spaces that are within both New York City and also Long Island.
Yeah, so it's a beast. And that was the evolution of it for you. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring everybody back on, and we're going to ask a couple of other questions. I want to pop into the good old Stan question came in.
Nice.
Ready? All right, Nick. What's the Stan question?
Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it in your kinky life? For example, let's say you're in the supermarket, right, and people are taking a long time, or something wrong. You could literally just go snap your fingers, right, and there's a chastity device on them. you know, or something like that. Just any superpower you want. There's teleportation. There's
Mind reading. Yeah.
mind reading, mind
Mhm.
fuckery. Well, we could do mind fuckery without superpowers, but
Right.
you know, right? So yes, if you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it in your kinky life?
I'll take it. I would love to have the power to stop time, because I cannot tell you how many times we were, either setting up an event and, just kind of running out of time to get everything perfect, or in the middle of an event, you see something happening, you want to stop it, you have to get over there. It's a crowd of people, or, you want to just, hey, there's a scene happening. You want to just make sure this person is using the cleaning supplies, the chucks, the whatever. If a DM needed to step in, anything that just needed our attention, would love to be able to like stop time and just to make it more perfect, just to whatever little thing is going on, just to make it good.
Time is too expensive. That's
Yeah.
why I have on my show, I always tell, it's like a mantra: never waste the dom's time, which means never waste anyone's time, but still never waste anyone's time in the kink community, specifically because time is too expensive. And I'm glad that you're taking the time to do this show. All right.
Yes.
Going.
All right. So the next question, let's get back to it.
What? Oh, this is, I guess, a blue fluke, because you've been through so many changes. You've been through so many changes, right? And you're talking about time. Time is a constant reminder that you're going to lose, because your time's going. Every second is gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would have been lost if the Colosseum NY didn't survive?
So first, there would be a lot of loss on us. It would be our following, our community, our space, of course. But for the community, it's a loss as well. It's us. It's the safe space. It's the vetting. It's the education, the free education that we're providing. It's our collection of furniture that one of the things that we pride ourselves is our unique collection of furniture that we have bought, built, been donated. We have grown our furniture collection like crazy. It's crazy to imagine 4 years ago I didn't own a single piece of furniture. I'm like, how am I gonna have a party?
Do you have a favorite piece?
Furniture, right?
Do you have a favorite piece?
Do I have a favorite piece?
Yeah,
I have a couple of favorite pieces. We have one called the gingerbread table. I would have to say the gingerbread table is if I had to pick one, that's the one. And it's basically a table that a person could lay down on, legs spread, arms spread, and that's the shape of the table. And it's built out of solid lumber. It's completely indestructible. It has attachment points all around it. You can chain someone down, you can tie someone down, you can have two people on it at the same time. It's probably, I would say it's my favorite piece. But yeah, I've never seen anything like it at other spaces. We have a stockade, we have cages, we have we have a lot of tables, really heavy duty bondage tables, some really awesome looking bondage chairs, thrones, very menacing looking chairs and thrones. We have an isolation box that is like to completely, you talked about sensory depth earlier, to like completely close a person into this box. And it has little hatches, you can open up just to access different parts of them, and you could lock them inside and, leave them to just stew in their own, thoughts for a while. And we have a lot of really cool stuff, but that's, back to the question, that's what would be lost is all of that, the community, the education, the safe space, all of that.
This also reminds me of a story. My friend Nico Noir, she lost like a whole suitcase of dildos when she moved in her dungeons. Did you lose stuff in the move?
Very minimal.
Not that I can think of. Look, I really have to hand this to our volunteers because they did all of the heavy lifting. I just drove the truck. I just drove the truck and said, okay, what's next? But our volunteers, they wrapped everything. We had blankets, we had pallet wrap, tape, packaging tape, boxes, everything, to really wrap everything up. Ziploc bags for all the hardware. They really took it and ran with it. They were so careful. Everybody really cared, and they still do care to take care of the stuff, to keep it all in good shape. Thankfully we have a great team of volunteers, and we did not lose anything.
I could picture the montage in my head, like as if it were a movie. A bunch of people helping, bondage equipment, moving up.
Yep.
That's great.
Shout out to the volunteers. Shout out to that community.
Just a row of furniture lined up. Okay, this is next. These people are at the top of the elevator. These people are at the bottom of the elevator. Shove it in, send it up. I'm at the truck. Okay, here we go.
Wow. Yeah. So it's an assembly line. That's why you didn't lose anything. That's great. But what about that gingerbread table? Does it come equipped with gumdrop buttons?
Oh, I mean, I could add it some add a little whipped cream for some food play. Sure.
It just sounds
and
cool.
Now we're sloshing.
I'm gonna go when I'm at the Manor. I'm gonna be like, you have a gingerbread table? They're like, what is that?
It's so cool.
All right, I'll go to the Colosseum to find out.
All right, Milan. So, of course, following the vein of all the challenges that you guys have had, what advice would you give to anyone who's trying to build a BDSM event in 2026 when venues are so much harder than ever to secure? What piece of advice would you give?
So my biggest piece of advice is really decide why you're doing it. Like JoJo said and Blue Fluke said, they were starting it for the community. So I think the biggest piece of advice is really have a self-reflection moment of the why. If you're saying you're trying to do it for profit, for clout, for personal gain, give up and walk away, because none of those things are actually going to give you any return on your investment. If you're saying you're doing it for other reasons like us, like the community, find your tribe of volunteers, find the people that have your back, find your co-hosts, find, your version of Ed's and JoJo's and the people that will answer your call at night and will answer your call first thing in the morning before they've had coffee. So it's really find your tribe and find your why, because without your why, you're going to lose steam really fast. We've had a ton of people that have come and said, hey, I want to do the thing. And we go, but why? And they go, I don't know, it sounds cool. And then, they ask us for a little bit of advice or mentorship, but it sounded cool usually lasts about 2 weeks.
Because it's really not cool. I mean, it's a lot of work. You don't realize going into it. And I mean, another thing, if Mel said about, you're going into it thinking you're going to make money, you're not. You're really not. Like all of our door money goes to the venue. Anything that we that we need to buy, that comes from us. I mean, we have a pretty good relationship with our venue partner. He's willing to parse out some of the door money. If we say, oh, I needed to rent a truck for this, or we needed to buy vests for the DMs, it's no problem. But don't go into events thinking you're going to make money, because I promise you will not.
Yeah, we have a ton of what we refer to as negative money. That's money we owe ourselves back. It was the form of Christmas bonuses, year-end bonuses, beg, borrow, and stealing money from different parts of our lives. JoJo and Ed have donated finances. JoJo and Ed are also famous for combing Facebook Marketplace for chucks and things that we can utilize. Without the two of them, we'd be spending so much more money. That's their specialty, is finding weird shit for us for free.
Well,
fantastic.
Why don't we take this up?
No, negative money is something we're rich in. We got tons of negative money right now.
It really is
an opportunity right now. A lot of we're talking about the community and how they all reach out. We're broadcasting live. There are people listening. We have a fan base. We're hungry. Called the Growl. How could we help you? How can people on the internet support you? Not just find and go to your party like that, but other ways. I mean, the kink community is filled with lawyers, finance people. They're labor. Sissy maids clean up. You know what I mean? How can people help?
So on a top level, and this is going to sound like a really weird thing to answer this question with, but how can people help? This is me being the keyboard warrior of the Colosseum is read. Just read. Like we don't need lawyers. We don't need money. We need people to read. Okay. We spend hours upon hours writing things. How do you get vetted? Can you bring a guest? What should I wear? Where can I get a slice of pizza? You know, all of that stuff is available in our writings. And I don't want to sound mean, but the biggest thing people can give to us is that valuable time that we need to move forward. Mm-hmm. And if we have taken the time, we have an entire writing about newcomer resources that was from multiple places, including National Coalition for Sexual Freedom, where we are a partner of them. And we spend a lot of time writing to help educate people and to answer those questions. So the biggest thing people can do for us is read. It's literally costs you nothing.
It's fundamental.
Yeah, but we get so many people that ask us questions where we've painstakingly outlined it, and it takes away from our ability to move Colosseum to the next step. Or it may cost us the time where we miss an opportunity to catch a presenter that's only in town for a limited time because we're doing the same tasks over again. So if I had to beg one thing of all of our followers is just read what we put out there before you ask a dumb question.
Maybe somebody could automate what you read with AI, make it like have them host it and have them speak it to them so they don't. A lot of people don't read enough. I wrote 3 books. People aren't, trust me, people don't read enough.
I wish FedLife had an AI option that you get a question and then you just click the AI button and it answers the question for you, whatever the question is. And it has access to all of your writings and your profile and says, "Whoa, what should I wear?" Oh, AI says, "Oh, it's all in the event page." Literally just copy that, send it, done. Click one button, it's answered,
But in lieu of that, I've got up on the screen for everybody that's able to watch at home, I've got the listing on the Colosseum New York's FetLife page of the writings. And even I took a look at this one because not very many places do this. Not very many people or parties do this. You outlined literally where I can find something to eat and at what time in case I want to eat late. That's clutch. Thank you guys for doing that.
Of course.
We got places for you to sleep. We got places, the pharmacy. We got the grocery store listed. Like, we're really trying.
You really did. It's comprehensive.
Yeah. I remember leaving paddles at like 3:00 in the morning after playing all night. And like the first thing I can think of with my friends was like, "Bro, I'm starving."
Starving, yes.
We go to the 24-hour diner and we all get like pancakes and omelets and breakfast. So, kink is hard work. Like you work up an appetite.
You sure do.
So food is important.
I don't realize that. Yeah. Food and water. Water is the source of all life, right, Nick?
Oh, yes.
And we give that away for free at the parties. There's other venues that charge for bottled water.
Yes.
But we give it to you for free. Just remember that.
On free classes, free water.
And snacks.
Well, snacks aren't free. But I mean, look, we're not making money on the snacks. It's $1 a bag of chips that's probably costing us $1.25. From the BJ's and wholesale, Costco, whatever.
Donating snacks.
Yeah.
I could help, right? Anything.
Yeah, people can donate snacks, right? You accept
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sure.
Very good. So that's how you can support us. All right. So I want to bring it back around, Blue Fluke. I want to know what your vision is for the future of the Colosseum New York. I'm starting with you, but I think I want to hear everybody's take on that.
So for me, it's just to continue our legacy. I mean, it's continue hosting parties, continue having the education, continue to be able to offer this safe space for kinksters and folks to come in, enjoy themselves, just to continue it. I mean, we're doing pretty well, aside from recent setbacks with venues. Our parties have been doing pretty well, consistent, a class before every party, online classes, munches, just keeping the community alive and keeping the parties going as long as we have the energy,
I love it. And how about you, Mel? What's your vision?
So I am definitely the meddler of the group, and I do a lot of long-term planning. We to kind of let a cat out of the bag, we are looking, like I said before, at rope intensives and all day intensives, kind of expanding that education. And also, we have partnered with a few other venues and regional conventions where we're helping to, when we have less negative money, sponsor those so that way they can expand their reach for education.
Oh, that's cool. You're giving back. That's good. Well, your plans are to give back for sure. All right. So, JoJo, what's your vision?
Like Luke and Milan said, just to kind of keep it going as it is, and also for it to be that space, especially for beginners. Just kind of reflecting on my own journey, my first BDSM party was Impact My Fetish Tribe. And I will say it was essentially the best experience I've ever had. And in fact, that's where it was actually Blue Fluke that introduced me to that event. And that just kind of set a course for me to, you know, to be a part of Colosseum as it is. Since I brought Ed there, it was his first exposure to it. And just to see people flourish in a space where they, I guess, didn't think they could be themselves before.
Very nice. All right, Ed, besides ass destruction, what's your vision?
To bring in more of an audience for the space, to let people know where we exist and we're convenient. We're not just a party space in Queens. We're letting people know we're convenient to get to. We're a great space to party into. And I think we're also going to be the biggest party space in the area also, as far as square footage. And as far as, you know, we're friendly. We're here for you. A lot of people are coming as a first timers and want them to be comfortable as they come and experience what we have to offer. And then let them also experience my paddles and my toys.
All right, guys. So now we're going to move into the whole show's been exciting, but I've been pretty excited for this sneak preview. I've been promoting it. I've been like chomping at the bit over it. And
I saw a sneak peek. You showed me before when we were setting up. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Beautiful space. You guys originally were going to be in the space having this interview, but unfortunately, due to inclement weather, the snow, we have to see it via slideshow, which I'm grateful for you guys for putting together for us. That way we won't miss it. So I am going to pull this up. All right. So let's walk us through this space, the Colosseum, New York. All right, guys. I guess Blue Fluke, Mel, anybody who wants to take the tour.
So that is a picture from our New Year's party, which was not in Queens Village. That was at a venue that we had rented for the evening. So that's a couple of our unique pieces of furniture. We have a really nice tattoo chair, courtesy of Facebook Marketplace. We have a bondage chair that I built from scratch in my garage. And we have an accessible spanking bench that I also built, and that is one of our twins. We have two of those spanking benches. They are identical, and they're accessible in the fact that they're a little lower, they're a little wider, just for more accessibility. That is the entrance to our brand new space in Queens Village. So when people are looking at the building, I mean, obviously the Colosseum logo is not spray painted on the front of the building.
What a bummer. That was a question I had. I was like, oh, you guys even put that there?
A little artistic license, you know. I mean, look, in the future, we'll probably have a little bit of signage or something just to identify, hey, this is the door. But, you know, that's our entrance. That's our building.
It's a beautiful room.
So this is what is obviously has some red walls and some gold pillars. This is the start of our new dungeon. There's going to be about 15 to 18 permanent pieces in here, including those twins, those accessible spanking benches, some stand-up cages, some lay-down cages, isolation box, 2 gynecology tables for the medical play area. This is all heated, cooled HVAC with, both hot and cold. And once again, this is our full-time dungeon space with the red walls that you're going to see in the next 2 or 3 photos.
All right. And I just want to take a quick break because somebody chimed in the chat with a really good question that I feel like we should
Miss
see.
J. Oh,
Miss
Miss
J.
J. Oh, Miss J. RN. Miss J. RN. Third healing. My question is privacy and safety. What measures are in place? How do we identify who we can go to if we have safety concerns? Also, the venue is the venue very private? Sorry if I missed this part of the discussion.
I'll take this question. So, yes, what measures are in place? How do we identify who we can go to? So, when you enter the Colosseum party, the very first person you will see will be one of our hosts. It'll be myself, Melan, Ed, or Jojo. It'll be a host. We'll be with a laptop. You'll give us your FetLife name. We'll check you in. We'll take your money if you haven't paid already in advance. And you'll remember us, hopefully, throughout the night. Additionally, we do have dungeon monitors on staff. We'll volunteer dungeon monitors throughout the entire space and the entire party. They are identified. They have bright green safety vests. They carry flashlights. They carry first aid kits. They carry gloves, safety shears. They're fully equipped to handle, most situations. What's that? We also have Narcan on hand, and we have testing strips, fentanyl testing strips on hand by request. We have first aid kits. So it is safe. It is accessible. We try to be as visible as possible. The space is also private, so our guest list is strictly vetted. We do not allow unvetted folks to come to the party for any reason at any time. So yes, it is private. We have our own entrance to the building, and during our parties, nobody else uses that entrance. So, you come in, the first person you see will be one of us. We'll introduce ourselves. We'll check you in. We'll answer any questions you might have. And then throughout the space in the party, you'll see dungeon monitors wearing those green vests. If you need something, feel free to reach out. We also do all have radios. The hosts will trade off. One of us or 2 of us will have a radio at any given time. All of the DMs have radios. We have sort of a floating DM who can, is not assigned to a particular post. They can roam around, get one of us if there's an issue. So we're all in communication with each other, and we do our best to provide a safe environment for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. And thank you, Miss J. Thank you, Miss J.
Great question.
Oh, sunshine.
Sunshine pops in. Hi, Miss J. All right. And then let's go back to this slideshow. So we're going to move on to this beautiful room. It's got some gorgeous colors going on, a lot of reflective, shiny. I love shiny. Tell us about this space.
So that is actually the other side of the dungeon. So you looked at one side of the wall and the other. Because we are on the 3rd floor, we will have curtains covering actual natural light windows, which will be nice. Those are sitting currently in our storage location because they're going to be brand clean when we put them up. So other side of the dungeon, and if you notice in the middle, there is a pass through to the other side of the space. So once again, after the check-in desk, when you are in our environment, it is specific to our event, and you can go through both spaces without using any common or public hallway because we do have multiple areas accessible to our event.
Oh, that's great. It's pretty self-contained.
Yep, it's kind of like adjoining hotel rooms, like where you can just pass from one to the other without stepping foot in a hallway if you don't want to.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yes.
All right, so moving on. This is gorgeous. Look at all this tiling.
Ed?
Ed, take it away. Ed,
That's the we call it the murder shower. From the
Murder shower.
Yeah. Tripping to the Jamaica space we had before in the past. We had a shower in a boiler room. Yeah, but this is a 2-person shower, a full bathroom. One of our gorgeous pieces we're going to have in the venue where 2 people can go in and take a shower together, use the bathroom facility if they had to, and just get changed, look beautiful, and get ready for a great party.
Can I know more about what you mean by murder shower?
So back in the Jamaica space, there was a shower in the sub basement in the boiler room. like something out of Freddy Krueger's basement.
It was very
That's the
nature.
vibe.
Yeah, if someone was going to get murdered down there, and we just take a shower, just the way it seemed. We just nicknamed it the murder shower.
Sure. That's a whole vibe. All right,
So I kept the name for this shower.
I love it. That's
Then you have
a hell of a way to
Hitchcock.
die.
This one is better looking.
All right, so this space is beautiful, sleek, looks nice. It's got black walls, TVs, a nice bar, stone. It's beautiful. Tell us about this space.
Jojo, do you want to talk about the main space a little?
Oh, did we lose JoJo?
I'm sorry, I was muted because fortunately I can't control the background noise, but right now, so this is our main gallery space. And this can, excuse me, also gets serve as a little bit more of an endless space. Since the venue itself, does other kinds of like non-kinky events, so that spot is perfect for that. Hence the bar, so they'll have other events like art galleries, tattoo outlets, like things that were mentioned earlier in the podcast. And so it's multi-purpose, and I'm just kind of having a flashback as to how we had it for the what we call the Belrose venue that was in the Belrose section of Queens. I myself, unfortunately, was not able to attend the party that was there. Because I was right around my birthday and I was away from my birthday. But this serves as just a basic space. And also, I guess, possibly a quiet space. In our Jamaica venue, it was actually 3 stories, and we dedicated one of those floors as a quiet aftercare space, where the only, I guess, kinky thing that was happening was maybe like a light massage, or maybe some wax, like something low key, but the rest of it was just couches and just comfortable, just to kind of decompress.
Oh, so this is going to be your chill space.
Yeah, it can serve as a chill space, but it's also, like I said, multi-purpose for what the owner of the venue himself, wants to do with whatever, any non-kinky event that he has.
Gotcha. Looks cool. And look at that nice bar right there. Is that where your cash bar is?
That will be the venue's bar. Yes, the venue handles all of our bar needs. They take care of all of that. So yes, that is our bar, and then TVs above the bar. We have our logo. We can show pretty much whatever we want. I mean, we probably won't show too much. One of our thoughts that we had a couple of parties ago was like, we never really know what time it is in the venue, so we figured out a way with the one of those like Fire Sticks or Roku sticks or something to display a clock on one of the TVs. So this way people don't have to take their phones out. They know what time it is. And then, that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll show our logo, but the party is not really video centric. So TVs don't really play too big of a part in our parties. But they will, like Mel said earlier, Super Bowl party, a sports party, some kind of music or music video release event. The TVs would be used mostly for that.
What's the most unlikely, in your opinion, the most unlikely theme party you would have at your dungeon?
We don't really do theme parties. All of our parties are just general kink, come in, do your thing, enjoy yourselves, keep it safe, keep it sane, keep it consensual. I mean, we do a party around Halloween time. We do get a lot of people that ask, hey, can I come in a Halloween costume? It's not really a Halloween party, but it is Halloween time. So yes, of course, you can come in a Halloween costume. But we try to keep it simple. We're not going to do like, Mardi Gras or 4th of July, or it's just a regular down home, good old BDSM party.
Nice.
Stan says it looks absolutely phenomenal.
It does. It looks great.
Really
Very
does. And you guys thought of everything.
If anyone watching this, start something like this. It all starts with just connecting with kinky people.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at the next slide, which looks like also a pretty chill space. What do you guys have intended for this space?
Yep. So that is just another part of that same room with the black walls.
Okay.
It's just going to be more play space and seating. It'll be sort of like a half play space, half lounge. So that area will have a lot of seating. So people that want to come in, sit, do aftercare, or sit and watch some scenes, they're not ready to participate just yet. They can come and have a seat on a couch. Obviously the space is empty right now, but there will be a lot of seating furniture in that area where people can just sit and watch scenes happen around them.
So more social.
That's
chill
more
vibe.
like the social end.
And, I think having a social area, designated social area for a play space is really important because, you don't want to interrupt scenes with regular conversation and what have you.
Yeah, and not everyone is there to play, and that's fine. We never pressure anybody to participate, to play, to do anything. You want to come in, you want to sit on the couch, and you want to have a drink and just watch. You want to socialize, you want to meet some people. That's absolutely fine. We never pressure anybody to play. So please come in, have a seat, relax. If it's your first party, you want to just sit on the couch, you're not really sure, you're ready to talk to somebody yet, come in and just take it all in. Just enjoy.
That's great. And I have another quick question from Miss J. She asks if you guys have an AED.
So we just applied for an AED grant. We are waiting for the grant to come through, and then we will have one within the space. But we did apply. We got feedback on the grant that it is in process. So we are hopeful to have one very shortly.
Awesome.
She says, thank you for explaining.
Yep. Those grants take a little bit of time. This is the third grant Colosseum has worked through. October of 2024, we did a free chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HIV testing. That was done through Project Stay, which was a grant. We got a second grant for our naloxone training and our test strips. Once again, we don't encourage drugs in the space, but we know things that do happen and we want to be prepared to respond. So that was our second successful grant, and the AED is our third. So just trying to utilize the resources available to us.
Well, no, thank you for taking responsibility. I mean, you have the foresight to do that. That's showing responsibility. That's care for the community. And, thank you for that. Yeah.
Stan says, I wish I had Nightcrawler's superpower to teleport and definitely visit your new space. So Stan is not in the country. Stan is, so he would be transporting pretty far. But yeah, we would love to have you, Stan. All right, so let's see. That's the end of our slideshow. It's a very, very cool space. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah. Yeah, this was a really, really good show. Thank you guys. Tonight was really incredible. And I want to thank you guys, each of you, for, coming in and taking the time to have a chat with us and come on the show. And thank you for all of your sleepless nights, all of the storage units you guys rented to keep this alive, all of the volunteer hours that you and your community, all the time, all the personal risk, all the relentless tension, just because you believed in a space. And now, happy to say that the Colosseum rises again, right, guys?
Yep, we will be back.
Like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix. I love that. I love that analogy. So Saturday night, you have a party this Saturday night, the 28th. It opens stores, brand new space. You did say that there were tickets available. How do we find tickets?
So tickets, after you are vetted, if you want to prepay in your vetting approval, it will tell you which one of our hosts to contact to prepay. We do Zelle and we do Cash App as our preferred methods. But we will dabble in Amazon gift cards and PayPal if you need to be more discreet with shared credit card statements. We've had a few requests for the most benign, which turned out to be Amazon gift cards that helps us actually purchase our supplies.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know there were different methods of payment. That's very cool that you guys open it up to that.
Yep. A lot of folks are not, maybe not so tech savvy. They're not with like the Venmo and Cash App, but they have a credit card and they know how to use Amazon. So if they want to just send us an Amazon gift card for the value of their ticket, we will put that toward our supplies. We need snacks, we need cleaning supplies, DM vests, flashlights, batteries, all this kind of stuff.
Band-Aids.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So
We meet the people where they are. That's really our goal in accepting so many payment platforms, is to provide discretion for people who need discretion on their payment platforms and to meet the people where they are.
That's so important. And you guys really think of everything. Like there's not a base that I haven't heard you cover. Like,
well, 4 years ago, it would have been a different story, but we're constantly learning and evolving, and we're asking for feedback from the community. Like, we didn't have snacks in the beginning. We had one party, and they said, we put out a feedback form and said, hey guys, what would you like to see at the Colosseum party? Snacks. Okay, that's easy. Get some bins, get some snacks from BJ's, Costco, whatever. Make up a little display. There you go, snacks. We need, DMs need flashlights because it's dark. Oh, no problem. 30-pack of flashlights on Amazon, batteries. We ask for feedback and we try to accommodate when possible.
It's beautiful how everything builds and how everything comes together when people come together. It's very inspiring. And as someone who survived a liver transplant, going through recovery, the show goes on. This truly resonates with me in many, many ways. Thank you for your time, your energy, and for your passion, for your hunger in doing all of this.
Yeah, and coming to share that with us. Just as a reminder for everybody who's watching and listening at home, please like and subscribe to The Growl on YouTube so that you can stay up to date on what it is that we do. We had an amazing show. We usually do. And this one certainly didn't disappoint. I was anticipating this for the sneak preview tour. That was super cool. You guys did a great job with the space and thinking about everything and just showing up. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. And remember to share this with your friends. So that everybody can know what the Colosseum is doing, and come, and I'll see you at the party this Saturday if you'll be there. You can watch us live on The Growl here on YouTube Monday night, 8 p.m. And just let your growl be heard. Do what it is that makes you come alive. We appreciate you. We love spending time with you. And we'll see you next week on The Growl.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Be cool.
Night.
Keep an open mind.